right, welcome back to another episode of the Carter Cast. I'm your host, Carter Vaughn. We do the Western Conference NBA win totals on this one. Same thing as the Eastern Conference, exact same thing. We give an NBA Finals prediction at the end. And don't forget, all the timestamps are below. If there's a certain team you want to listen to, your team. If you're a Clippers fan, a T-Wolves fan, you want to go in there, click bing. You can skip ahead to when we talk about your team. And then also, don't forget to subscribe and rate the podcast 5 stars. We really appreciate you guys. And here is NBA Western Conference win totals. All right, we're doing the Western Conference. Same thing like the Eastern Conference. We're just going to run it through the West. Let's just get this going right away. The Phoenix Suns win total. They're projected to finish first in the West. Win total is 53.5, over plus 104, under minus 128. I'll start this off. Give me the under on this one. Weird stuff going on in Phoenix. DeAndre Ayton, you mentioned it before we even started about how he hasn't even talked to Monty Williams.
Since last playoffs, yeah.
Chris Paul has to be load managed. He's getting way too old. I don't love this Phoenix team, man. I think they missed their shot.
I 100% agree. Smash the under here. How they're projected to win the number one most games in the conference this year. It's kind of crazy to me, especially with all the turmoil going on. Like, I get it. Monty Williams is a good coach. They've been very good in years past. I think eventually they're going to hit that point where they like come back down to earth a little bit. I think that's this year. So give me the under there.
Interesting one here. The Los Angeles Clippers win total 52.5, 110 on each side. I'll let you go first on this one.
Yeah, this is a lot of wins, but somebody in the West has to have a lot of wins. Give me the over. I think Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are both due for a healthy season. I don't think they'll play 82 games, but I think they're due for a relatively healthy season. I think they have enough players when they do sit out to sneak out a couple of wins. Give me a Norman Powell. Give me a Reggie Jackson 30-point game. We'll see how John Wall does. I think I like the over here. I would not mind it if there was a bet that the Clippers win or have the most wins in the Western Conference. I don't think that's insane.
My thing is I'm going to go under here again just because I don't trust them to stay healthy. There's no way Kawhi Leonard and Paul George play together for at least 65 games. 0% chance of that actually happening. There's going to be load management here and there. I think they finally realized, though, that, hey, we can't win the title unless we play together throughout the regular season.
Yeah, I think so, too. And that's what I'm saying. Is I think they finally realized, like, we can't just try to come back for the playoffs and then get a 6th seed and make a run. Like, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the over here. Give me the over.
Yeah, I'm going to go under, but I wouldn't bet on it because I could see them finishing first.
What do you think about John Wall? He didn't play it all last year. Like, I don't know what to say because he was an all-star. Well, I guess, it's 2022 now. Not that long ago, I guess.
Nah.
Like, I don't think he's going to average 20 points a game, but I think he could be a pretty good piece for them.
I think he could be a nice piece. I don't think that makes them top of the West.
Yeah, but okay, we'll get into some other ones and I'll give you my reasoning for that. But I think the Clippers are top 2, maybe top 3, but I think over 52.5 wins.
All right. The Golden State Warriors over under is 52.5. The over is plus 100. The under minus 122. Do you want to start this one off?
Give me the under. Give me the under on the Warriors. Not by much. I still think they can hit 50. But I think something a little bit's got to drop off. Like, I don't want to write them off or anything. But last year kind of feels like that right off into the sunset, Warriors dynasty. Like, I think they have a good shot this year. Don't get me wrong. They got some good pieces this year if Wiseman pans out and everything. I don't know if they get to 52.5 wins.
So I'm going to go under as well. And like you mentioned, slight under. My reasoning is they mentioned it last year when they were like clear ahead. They were between them and Phoenix, I think in like February. And the Warriors were like, we don't care. Like, our seeding is irrelevant. We'll beat whoever.
Right.
Whoever we play, we're going to beat. So, and that's why I just don't think they're going to care about how can you care about the regular season? You're coming off a championship. Some of these dudes have won, 4 titles?
Yep.
I just don't think they're going to care that much. They're going to be happy whether they're top 6, top 5. If they have home court advantage at the 4 seed, they're probably like, sure, I'll take it if I get to sit out some games.
I think one of their main priorities is going to be getting a couple of those young guys ready for the playoffs. Moses Moody, Kuminga, James Wiseman. If you can get them ready and to play meaningful playoff minutes at the sacrifice of a few wins, I think that's worth it. Because we just mentioned the Clippers realized they can't, not try in the regular season and then come out and make a run in the playoffs. The Warriors might be the one team that can.
Yeah, and they just have the chemistry where I don't think they need to play 82 games together or 70 plus games together. I think you put them out in the playoffs, they're going to be able to mesh and they're going to be fine. So, but give me the under. But like I said, if they won the title, I kind of like the Warriors to come out of the West in the playoffs.
That would just be ridiculous if they made it to the finals again. That would be ridiculous.
Dude, it's hard to bet against them, man. But moving on, the Denver Nuggets, their win total is 50.5. The over is -128. The under is +104. I'll start this one off. I love the over here. This Denver Nuggets team feels like they're just one of those teams that finish first in the West. I don't think they're going to win the finals. I don't. But they feel like that team's just going to finish first in the West because they have all these pieces back. They're just going to win games. And the worst part about the NBA is you typically when you're on a road trip to Denver, you're typically on a back-to-back playing versus Utah. And then the next night you're in Denver, having to playing in altitude on the back end of a back-to-back. That's such an advantage for them. They won 48 games last year, and all the dudes coming back healthy. I think they are 3 wins better. So give me the over.
I love the over here. And I dare say they're 50.5. I dare say they have the most wins in the West. If it's not the Clippers, it's going to be the Nuggets. I dare say the Nuggets have like 50, 58, 59 wins. And that's a lot of wins. But somebody has got to hit that number, I think. And I think there's a good chance of it to be the Nuggets. I think Jokic has another insane year. I think Jamal Murray's back this year on the revenge tour. It really comes down to Michael Porter, if he pans out or not.
I just don't think it does. I really don't think it does. We saw Jokic was playing with a bunch of Walmart workers, and he won 48 games last year.
But I'm saying to get that 59-60 win mark.
Oh, like 59-60. Okay.
I think they hit the over 50.5 with no problem. I think they hit that with no problem. Michael Porter Jr. cannot play a second, and they'll hit that 50.5 win mark.
Okay. Yeah. That's I was making sure there. But yeah, for them to hit that 60 win mark, he's got to play well. Aaron Gordon's, he's kind of there.
Yeah, exactly. They have some meh pieces. I think Bones Highland's going to be exciting again this year.
He's a sneaky 6 man of the year pick.
I don't hate that. I don't know.
His odds aren't good enough. I think they're like plus 1,200. I don't like that enough.
I would take a long shot more than that.
Also, we're watching this Hornets game while we're doing this. This Hornets preseason game against the Pacers. I'm watching. This is awful. My eyes are bleeding while we're doing this.
Oh, hello, TJ McConnell.
Sometimes I forget Rick Carlisle's the kid. Rick Carlisle and Steve Clifford, man.
What a waste of a good coach, Rick Carlisle in Indiana. Because that team is a dumpster fire.
You mean Steve Clifford in Charlotte?
Yeah, of course. Battle of the bald dudes, white ball guys.
Yep.
Oh, Nick Richards. Oh, nope.
Yep. No, that explains everything.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. The Memphis Grizzlies over-under is 48.5. Their over is -134. Under is +110. Once again, I know this is a kind of a sketchy pick. Give me over 48.5 wins here, just because they just win games, man. They just win games in Memphis.
Like, there's too much love on them right now for me.
You're telling me they are 8 wins worse than they were last year?
Well, they won what, 55 last year?
They were 56-26 last year. I think they won 49 games.
Give me the under.
See, that's the thing. I mean, you because you're at the point where like, oh, I like the Clippers over. You kind of have to choose one of these to go under. So
exactly. I like the Clippers over. I like the Suns under, like I said. Nuggets over, I love. Give me the Grizzlies under here. And I don't think it'll be by much. Maybe 47, maybe even 48. But I don't think there's going to be a couple teams in the West to get 50 wins, and the Grizzlies aren't going to be one of them.
The thing is, I just think the Grizzlies and the Nuggets are those kind of teams that actually just care about regular season games.
Yeah.
And teams like the Warriors and the Clippers just flat out don't. Why would I bet on those teams that just I know for a fact don't put regular season games, don't put a lot of stock into those.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
But I genuinely would not be surprised if we saw the top 4 in the West: Nuggets, Grizzlies, and then Warriors, Suns, Clippers.
No. The Grizzlies are not going to be that high. Like, I know the Grizzlies are good and people are all high on John Morant. I think this is a clear letdown spot for them. They're not hitting 50 wins this year.
They hit 56 last year. They just
Like,
win
people
games,
are
man.
expecting them to be good this year now. Like I can't buy it. It's the same thing with the Bulls. I can't buy it.
Yeah, I just think this Grizzlies roster is good. All right, let's move on. The Minnesota Timberwolves win total is 48.5, over -122, under +100. You're pretty passionate about this one, so I'll just let you go.
I am pretty passionate because at first glance, I was like, man, the Timberwolves got a pretty talented roster this year. Like, they have a chance to break this. Then I started thinking about it. 48.5, 49 wins is a lot of wins. I just said the Grizzlies are going under. T-Wolves are not better than the Grizzlies. Give me the under here. I think people are going to see that Rudy Gobert is not as big of a difference maker as people may think. I think paired with Cat, that's an interesting pairing because, yes, Cat can shoot the three, but can he defend the power forward position? I don't know about that. Like, that's going to be a tough outing. Anthony Edwards is going to have a big year. I don't think D'Angelo Russell is going to be anything crazy at point guard, though. Like, I don't think he's the point guard to get them to the next level. Give me the under here. I see them sitting 45, 46 wins, 6 seed, maybe 7 seed in the play-in tournament. Like, it's kind of a
See, the one thing is you look at these and you're like, golly, these West win totals are so high. 48.5, 48.5, 50.5, 52.5, 52.5, 53.5. Then you look at the Western Conference standings last year. Suns, 64 wins. Grizzlies, 56 wins. Warriors, 53 wins. Mavericks, 52 wins. Jazz, 49 wins. Nuggets, 48 wins. Timberwolves, 46 wins as the 7 seed. Who's to say that a lot? And the Timberwolves, once again, they're kind of a regular season team. I'm going to go under just because I just don't think they're that great. But it's a slight under. I'm not going to bet it myself because I do think, look, they brought in a good coach. Rudy Gobert is great in the regular season. He's going to solve a lot of problems for them on a Tuesday night playing at Charlotte, where he's going to be able to play that help defense that they haven't had before. Cat can kind of roam free a little bit. But this is another team come playoff time, first round exit. But
we're not betting on that. We're betting on regular season wins. And you may say Rudy Gobert is a regular season player. I still don't think they hit 49 wins. And we can get into some of these other ones, Mavs, Lakers, in a second. And I'll tell you why. I don't think the T-Wolves win more games than the Mavs, and they have the same win total. There's no way.
Yeah, I'm going to go slide under. I see them winning 48 games. I had 47, 48. If they went over, it wouldn't surprise me just because I like Anthony Edwards a lot. Anthony Edwards, I think he's going to take another step up this year. D'Angelo Russell, once again, a great regular season point guard, not who you want in the playoffs. Yeah. Moving on, the Dallas Mavericks, over under 48.5, -110 on each side. I'm having trouble with this one.
I love the over here because here's my reasoning behind this. I think either the Mavs or the Timberwolves go over. I think it's one or the other. I don't think they both hit. I don't think they both hit that win mark, and I think it's the Mavs. I think Luka has an insane year. He's the MVP favorite this year. I think Christian Wood is an underrated signing. I think JaVale McGee is a very underrated pickup for them. Imagine JaVale McGee catching lobs from Luka. He doesn't even have to think about it. Just throw it up, and he'll go get it. Like, I think it's a perfect pick and roll player for Luka. They got the defensive guys, Finney Smith, Reggie Bullock, Dinwiddie's still there. I think they hit this 49 win mark.
My argument for why I'm going to go over as well is just because I think Luka does win the MVP this year. If all the stars are aligning for him to win it. Unbelievable playoff run last year. Yep. Even when coming back, those first couple games coming back when he was hurt against the Jazz were kind of iffy, but then oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
I'll just go over. I don't love it though. I'll be honest. I don't love the over.
I don't love it either. But I'm going like that right at the over though. Like 49.
I know I've been comparing a lot of it from last season. A lot can change in 1 year. I don't think they're 4 wins worse than they were last year.
That was my reasoning, and you've used that a lot. I 100% agree with you on this one. They're not worse than last year.
Because like people will say, "Oh, you lose Jalen Brunson." Like, yeah, I mean,
he was more of a playoff guy though.
Yeah, if Luka's healthy, that's not the issue.
No, and Dinwiddie can fill that role.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not a big Jalen Brunson fan, anyways. Let's move on.
Yep. This is a good one right here.
LeBron's Los Angeles Lakers win total is 44.5. The over is -122. The under is +100. I mean, the Lakers, obviously, they're always going to dominate storylines. That's all you heard about this year with the Westbrook trades and everything. I'll let you go first.
I think we're going to be split on this. I'm going over here. because I could
Yep.
easily see the Lakers going like 46-36, 47-35. I think if Anthony Davis plays, this is a big if. You can always say what if. I think he'll play 65 games this year. I really think he will. I don't think he's going to have one of those nagging injuries. He's due for a healthy season. I think they're going over this mark because if they're healthy, I know Russell Westbrook is bleh, and like they don't have the best roster construction right now. It doesn't make too much sense. I think LeBron and Anthony Davis are good enough to hit the 45 win mark.
My thing with the Lakers, they add Patrick Beverly. One, I'm not convinced with their defense besides Anthony Davis. LeBron's not playing defense in the regular season. He's not. He hasn't shown it in the last 4 years. He's not going to do it. He hasn't shown it since the bubble season, I guess. Who is shooting the ball for this team?
That is where it comes into some weirdness because Kendrick Nunn can. Like,
no.
Listen what I'm going to say. If that's their best shooter in their starting five, there's a problem. That's what I was going to say.
There's a problem right now. You go through this roster, Austin Reeves is their best shooter. But it's Austin Reeves and then Anthony Davis.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And
Lonnie Walker.
They're saying out of camp right now, it's Westbrook, Nunn, LeBron, Davis, and Damian Jones is the starting five. That's not a 45-win starting five. I think it takes maybe 2 weeks before Anthony Davis is starting at center again.
I'm going under here. I just don't see. They cannot shoot the freaking basketball. You have to be able to shoot in today's NBA. This Western Conference is very, very good. They're in probably the toughest division in basketball. The worst team is the Kings in their division, and I think the Kings are good.
Yes, I agree. Like, if they went under, I'm not going to be shocked, but give me the over here just because I've got some other teams going under, and I don't think LeBron and AD – I think LeBron and AD by themselves can get them to 45 wins. And I think Westbrook, if he stays on the roster, has a better year than last year.
I like the Lakers to make the play-in game a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine with me, but I still think they make it while getting 45 wins.
I see this team as a 500 team.
Okay.
I don't see it,
it's
man.
Hard for me.
I think we're going to see a lot of LeBron stat padding to try and get that scoring record.
I just can't see a LeBron Anthony Davis team being 500 if they're both healthy playing 70 games. I think that's a little – it's hard for me to say.
But, like, who else do they have? Like, this team is awful. Awful.
Fair. That's fair.
Moving on. Yeah, I love the under there. If you're wondering, I kind of convinced myself into taking it. This might be my favorite pick. I know I said on the Eastern Conference part, I loved Detroit. I like the 76ers, and I love the Charlotte under. I love the New Orleans Pelicans right here. The New Orleans Pelicans win total is 43.5. The over is -142. That should tell you something. And then the under is +116. I love the New Orleans Pelicans. We talked about it a little bit on the last part with the Eastern Conference with Zion. Zion's kind of like Kevin Durant, where Zion wanted out. Let's be honest. Everyone knew it. Everyone knew Zion wanted out. When he got that extension, he kind of realized, hey, I kind of like this new coach. Brandon Ingram's pretty freaking good. Got a solid team around them. Yeah. I think we're going to see a Zion that's bought in and ready to go, who's fully healthy. And when Zion's fully healthy, he's the top 3 player in this league.
I think they've made all the right decisions this offseason. Giving Zion an extension, giving CJ McCollum the money, re-signing Larry Nance, who's very underrated off the bench. I think they've made all the right moves. And I'm also going over here. I love the over here. I think they're better than the T-Wolves this year. I think they get more wins than the Timberwolves. I think they're up there with the Mavs, Grizzlies, and that like upper mid tier. I think they easily hit the over. And
I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on Zion, most improved and MVP.
He can't be most improved. I know we talked about this earlier. And
he didn't play last year.
Yes,
if he comes in and he's averaging his same stat line, I think he wins most improved because he's going to dominate all the headlines.
Yes, but I don't think that's going to be a most improved. Like,
who would win most improved then?
Has anybody ever won?
Is the favorite?
Has anybody ever won most improved that didn't play the year before? Like, I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know.
I know in football they have.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's like a big thing. Like, needless to say, I like the Pelicans over here. I think they're better than the Timberwolves. I think they're up there competing with them and the Grizzlies and the Mavs.
Pelicans are must-watch TV for me. I don't know how many nationally televised games they have, but they're the number one reason I bought League Pass this year. The Southwest Division, The odds are the Grizzlies plus 105, the Mavericks plus 145, the Pelicans plus 350.
I think those three teams are going to be within 3 wins of each other.
Yeah. I actually kind of do too. But yeah, I love the Pelicans, everything about them. I just think Zion Williamson is just too good. I know I'm a Duke fan, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, he's awesome to watch.
When this guy's healthy, he's arguably probably not the best player in the league, but he is a literal top 3 player in this league.
Yep.
Without a doubt. I am worried. The one downside, obviously health, but does Brandon Ingram get frustrated playing with Zion? Because remember, it was point Zion when they played last time together, and Brandon Ingram obviously wasn't a fan of that.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to watch, but we'll see. I think if they're winning games, it'll be okay.
But I will be taking Pelicans over 43.5 wins. Moving on to the team of the Western Conference. Portland Trailblazers win totals 39.5, minus 110 on each side. We'll just run through this real quick. I like the under here. They don't have really anything going on for them other than Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is not, I think not this year, but maybe next year. He's slowly creeping into the Kemba Walker spot where it's like, all right, like, are you going to deteriorate soon? Like, this could get ugly.
I agree with that. And didn't you say this was like one of your favorite plays? Is the under here?
It is, but like, I honestly, like, I'm probably going to take it, but it's not one of my like top plays.
I know why the number is this high. It's because the bottom of the conference is so bad. But if you look at the Blazers, realistically, how much better is that Blazers roster than the Sacramento Kings roster? 6 wins better? Like that's a toss up to me. And so I'm taking the under here. I don't think they're going to be horrible. I think they're going to have 36, 37 wins. But to get 40 wins and those teams above them, those mid-tier teams are all capable of getting 48, 49, 50. So
the Blazers are in the column with the Hornets and the Wizards, kind of the Knicks. Knicks are a little out of this, but like, just what on earth are y'all doing?
Yeah, because they got Jeremy Grant, which is a great piece. They still have Nurkic. Simons is good, but
they're not a great piece. It's kind of just there.
It doesn't work. But that's what I was going to say. Like, they're not going to make any noise. Like, sure, they might make the play-in tournament as a 9 or a 10, but they're not getting in the playoffs.
I kind of like this team we're going to talk about next. The Sacramento Kings win total 33.5, over minus 132, under plus 108. To make the play-in for them, it's plus 120. I will be hitting that.
I like the over here as well, 33.5. I know we've talked a lot about the top teams in the Western Conference and the bottom teams being horrible. This is kind of the transition point to the horrible teams. But I think the Kings do hit the over here. I think Sabonis has a great year because he's, last year he got traded mid-year. That's always a weird situation, figuring everything out. Malik Monk's there now. They got some decent Kevin Huerter. Like, they have decent pieces there. And De'Aaron Fox has the keys again. Halliburton's gone. There's no more, Halliburton should be starting, trade De'Aaron Fox. Like, it's De'Aaron Fox now. So I like the over here as well.
Yeah, I like they're a fun roster, man. They're gonna pull off some big wins against teams that's in like we mentioned the Magic on the last episode, how they're gonna be like just a pain in the butt to bet against.
Yeah,
you're gonna see like the teams like Phoenix minus like 6.5 against the Kings, and we're like, this Phoenix seems way better than Sacramento.
Yeah,
and then Sacramento comes out and wins by 15 for no reason.
Yeah, easy. Yep, 100%.
All right. Moving on to the miserable bottom of the West.
The Wembanyama sweepstakes is what we're about to go to.
The Tankathon. Starting off with the Utah Jazz. Over-under is 24.5. The over is minus 102. Under minus 122. Real quick, I love the under. This roster is awful. This roster is so bad.
They're going to be the worst team in the league.
It's them or the Spurs.
And I think
Popovich being there on the Spurs kind of like scares me because like, even Popovich came out and said, don't bet on us to go to Vegas. So maybe he's even like, I'm just going to throw in the towel this year and take a paycheck.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I still think the Jazz had the worst record in the league, though. Like, who do they realistically have? I think Mike Conley gets balled out or traded or something. There's no way he stays on that roster.
Yeah, he could be a Laker or like a Maverick.
Yep, or like a Pelican.
A Pelican, a Sixer, something weird like that. Something gross like that.
Like a weird contending team. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like their starting lineup is probably Colin Sexton, Mike Conley, Malik Beasley.
In the preseason, it's been Conley and Jordan Clarkson, weirdly
Oh,
enough.
Clarkson. Yeah.
But Clarkson is going to take 25 shots a game.
Yeah, because eventually when Mike Conley is hurt, inevitably hurt or something like that, the backcourt of Sexton and Clarkson taking 1,000 shots.
Oh my God, it's going to be gross. They might not win 20 games. I hate to say it.
I mean, I don't hate to say it. I don't think they're gonna sniff. I think they might. They'll sniff 20. 20 is really easy in the NBA.
Yeah.
You're kind of also, especially in Utah. Utah does have that. Like, I know I say it like altitude, whatever. Altitude is a big problem in the NBA. And usually when you're playing in Utah or Denver, you're usually on the back to back playing one or the other. So you kind of have the advantage there at home. Nobody likes going to Utah on the road either, so it's kind of miserable for them. Cody Zeller is on this roster, so that gives them probably
that's
15 wins.
Yeah, that's a few wins right there, easily.
Kelly Olynyk probably gives them another 3. Taylor Tucker, maybe
we
1.
talking about the Hornets? Are we talking about the Hornets or the Jazz roster?
Yeah, this team is gross, man. I do kind of want to see some Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Maybe he's decent.
Yeah, it's just a lot of it's like the island of the misfit toys in Utah right now. It's just like, man, we made a bunch of trades and this is what we're left with. So screw it. We're going to start the year.
Well, yeah, that's just what we're going to give out. Will Hardy's not going to have to do anything this year. He's just like, yeah, go play, whatever. I don't care. He's like a substitute teacher, it feels like.
Yep.
Moving on, the Oklahoma City Thunder, 23.5, 110 on each side. We talked about it before. Out of these bottom teams, out of these bottom 4 teams, one of these teams has to go over. Not all of these teams can be 19, 20 wins. You're kind of looking between 2, and Oklahoma City's one of those. I'm still going to go under on the Thunder.
This is weird. Yeah.
I think they really want to tank for this guy. I think this is Presti's plan coming all together right here. And now the final piece is Victor Wembanyama, and then you can finally not tank anymore. But I think he just loves tanking.
This is a weird one for me. I agree with that. I think he gets off to tanking or something like that. Like, oh my God, another first round pick and we only won 19 games. Oh, but
the other problem is they won 24 games last year and they were begging to lose games. They tried their absolute hardest to lose as many games as possible. They still won 24 games.
Those last 2 games of the year, if you told me to name any single one of those players and like where they were from or anything.
Did Ty Jerome even play? Like, I don't even think he was playing.
It was like him and Olivier Sarr and like Vic Krzyzewski or whatever his name is. Like, they had Pokusevski out there taking 20 shots. Like, it was weird, very weird. This is a weird one for me though, and I'm gonna get a little prediction here for the Thunder. Give me the under, and I think Shai wants out by the All-Star break. I think they're that bad, and he's tired of losing. And I don't know if they I don't know if they're open about losing and everything. Like if it's that bad. But either way, I think he probably wants out. Maybe he goes to the Raptors from Canada. But I think I might go under here, just because they're going to shamelessly tank like they've done it before.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I mean, we've heard all the talks. We were talking about disgruntled superstar, whether it's going to be who did we talk about on the Eastern Conference one?
Talked about this guy right here, LaMelo.
LaMelo, yeah, exactly. Duh. I think Shai Gilgeous, we've heard rumblings. Whenever you hear little rumblings in NBA media, NBA Reddit kind of thing, like, hey, Shai Gilgeous might be on his way out.
It might not be that far off.
I think he's the next guy, and rightfully so, because this is just awful. Like, they won't even let him play. They won't even let him play basketball games. So that's my issue there. I think they're going to win games in the beginning of the season, but their top draft pick isn't playing next year.
Yeah.
They're obviously going to be in for the sweepstakes. I'm going to go under here. I don't love it. I wouldn't take it, but whatever.
I agree.
Let's move on. We're talking too much about these bad teams. Houston Rockets win total is 23.5. Over is plus 100. Under is minus 122. Give me a slight over here just because this Rockets roster kind of has a couple exciting pieces.
Give me the over here as well, because they have too much talent to tank like that. Like, they have more talent on their team than the Thunder that are going to play this year right now.
Yeah,
Jalen Green, Jabari Smith. Like,
Rockets, isn't this crazy to say? Like, their win total is 23.5, and they're probably going to finish 12th in the West.
Disgusting. But yeah, that's gross. But yeah, I like the over here. I think they win 24 games. Like, I think Jalen Green, Kevin Porter, Jabari Smith, like, they'll go off for a few wins.
Yeah. And then let's close here. The San Antonio Spurs, the lowest win total in the NBA, 22.5. The overs minus 118, under 104. I hate the Spurs. I'm not a Greg Popovich fan. any way, shape, or form. Then this team, I'm a little worried because it kind of feels like the Duncan, the Robinson, and now they're going to get Wembanyama. And then they're all going to be, the foreign guys, the Ginobili's, the Parker. It all kind of makes sense that they're going to get Victor Wembanyama. They're going to win 18 games. They're going to tank
think it'll
hard.
Be that bad? They won 34 last year. I know they're significantly worse this year, but it's hard for me to see a Spurs team win less than 20 games.
Them or the Jazz are not winning 20 games.
Oh, the Jazz. I think the Jazz and the Thunder both go under, and that's why I'm saying Rockets over, and that's why I'm saying Spurs over. Not by much. Like, I think the Spurs win 24-25, but I still think they go over this 22.5.
I just think we're going to see such egregious tanking from these teams right here.
Shameless.
That
just shameless.
I genuinely think that, like, even like when teams like the Warriors are benching Steph, Clay, and Draymond, they're still going to beat these G League teams.
I agree 100%. I think Kuminga, Wiseman, Moses Moody are better, and Jordan Poole are better than the Spurs.
I like last thing on the Spurs. I know we're spending too much time on them. What's their starting lineup?
Legitimately,
is it Trey Jones?
He's been starting a couple of the preseason games. I'm actually curious about this.
Trey Jones, Blake Wesley, maybe.
Oh my God, Blake Wesley! Wow. I think
Gorgie Jang.
Does Doug McDermott start? I think it's going to be okay. I'm on ESPN right now on their website. You know what their depth chart is right now? Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, Doug McDermott, Keldon Johnson, Jakob Poeltl.
That sounds right. Honestly, like when you name that lineup, that kind of sounds like 20 wins. 20, it sounds more than 22.5 wins.
That's what I'm saying. Because like Jakob Poeltl's, he's okay. Keldon Johnson,
Josh Primo.
Yeah, Josh Richardson off the bench. Jeremy Sohan, Zach Collins. What a roster.
Yeah, this is bad, man. I do like my guy Trey Jones starting though. Shout out.
That'd be cool, yeah. But I don't think they'll go over 22.5, but it's nothing to write home about.
Yeah, why? Just say under. Who cares? All right, real quick, and we'll close up here. Do you have any more MVP, most improved?
I mentioned
I have here most improved Luke Kennard, plus 49,000. So if you want to like
Carter, if you want to burn your money, in a furnace, then go ahead. He might not play 10 minutes a game during the regular season.
I don't even know. I just scrolled down to the bottom, like who's in the plus 50,000 range, and I saw Luke Kennard was the first guy that caught my eye. I was like, all right, I'm gonna say him. No, but
I wouldn't mind the Nuggets to have the most wins in the West. I think that's who I would take. Is the most wins in the West.
I think I would too.
MVP wise, I don't.
MVP, I kind of like Zion 25-1.
I can't get on that with you. I don't think it'll be Jokic. I think it'll be somebody in the East. I don't even think it'll be Luka. I mean, maybe Luka. I think KD is a better shot though.
Giannis Defensive Player of the Year is 10-1. There's like 6 dudes who can actually win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I don't like.
And I think they're gonna give Giannis one of these awards this year.
Maybe it won't be Gobert, and he's the favorite. It will not be Gobert.
No. I think the media has already turned on Gobert enough.
Robert Williams at plus 800. Is that what that still is? Robert Williams? I think that's insane too.
I do like Banchero plus 200 rookie of the year. That's my favorite of the favorite of the player futures. And then real quick, what?
I just mentioned, I know this is Western Conference, but like long shot, 6th man of the year for me is Karis LeVert. We'll see.
Yeah.
That could easily go down in flames, but we'll see.
All right, and then we'll close. Last thing. We have to do a finals prediction. We were so off last year. I think I said Warriors Nets.
I did. No, did you?
I didn't say Lakers. I'll tell you that.
I did. I think I said Lakers Nets, didn't I?
I'm pretty sure I said Warriors Nets. I was very high on the Warriors. I don't know. I'll have to go back and listen, but I did not say the Lakers. I was not high on the Lakers.
On the spot here, this is a tough one. I'm going to go unpopular pick here. Give me the Clippers and give me the 76ers.
That's the problem with that pick is like obviously it could happen. Those are two teams that just will never play in the finals together.
You can't see that. I can't see that.
You can't see Clippers versus 76ers NBA finals. But
give it to me.
You could have said the same thing to me about Suns Bucks.
Oh yeah, I would have never in a million years thought that.
I'll go. Should I just go like Pelicans Nets? Just a gross one. No, I'll go. I'll be boring. I'll go Warriors Bucks. I
Really?
don't see any. Giannis is so scary to go against in the playoffs. The Warriors are so good. I love the Warriors in the playoffs.
That's fair.
Like
We'll mark it.
That's the weird thing when we were doing this win totals thing is I like a lot of these teams in the regular season and I hate them in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's fair.
But all right, that'll do it from us. Not sure if we're gonna put this in a two-parter or not. You might have heard this all in one part. We haven't decided yet. We'll find out.
It's a surprise.
Awesome. Well, make sure to check out cartercast.com and then also check out our TikToks. Shout out the Mark Madsen video.
Getting blowing up right now.
Getting some love. Yeah. Couple, a little over 100,000 views on a couple of those clips. It's kind of picking up on YouTube right now.
They're both at 150K on TikTok right now.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
Let's go. Shout out.
That's the audience. Thank you. You guys commented, you shared. I love it. Thank you. Awesome. Well, we'll see y'all and we'll be doing football. It's going to be football, basketball, maybe even some soccer. We might even throw a soccer episode in here sometime.
Screw PSG while we're at it.
PSG sucks. PSG, Messi deserves better. I mean, we're going to have to do a World Cup show.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
We'll have to do a World Cup show. College basketball's around the corner. I don't think you realize college basketball starts in a month.
Give me Carolina plus 1,000 to win the title.
Yeah. Kind of like NC State at plus 30,000. Yeah, college basketball starts in like 33 days.
Everything's going to be in full swing. It's going to be a crazy couple months.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.